Taapsee is being cast opposite Shah Rukh Khan in Dunki, and Rajkumar Hirani is next.
So you had no idea about till now.
No idea.
शाह रुख खान सामने क्या चाहिए?
मैं राजकुमार हिरानी की पिक्चर है, मैं अच्छा रूमर है, मैं रोक भी नहीं रही, चलते रहने दो। मुझे कॉमेडी बहुत पसंद है। I don't want to mess it up in any way. So you're putting up this very confident and brave front that you've gotten under control, but mentally you are in a certain danger mood. लोगों को जोक लेना भूल गए अपने ऊपर. I feel the humor has literally gone out of our life.
Hello and welcome to ETimes. My name is Shah, and today we have with us one of the most courageous actresses in Indian cinema right now. And what a way to end the year with Taapsee. How was Dunki for you?
I think it's still happening. I feel every day I wake up with some more beautiful messages, some more beautiful comments, and I think I don't know about everybody else, but I am ending the year with a bang.
Absolutely, absolutely you are.
So yeah, I think I waited for a long time. It's been 1.5 years. I didn't have a theatrical release, so we were just saving the best for the last.
Absolutely. So I'll take you back to the start of your journey with Dunki. I want to know what was it to like when the name Rajkumar Hirani flashed on your phone? Did you think, are they calling me? Or what was it?
It was a very different way this whole thing happened. Raju sir's phone number was stored in my phone after Manmarziyaan because he messaged me. A very, very sweet message about appreciating the work and what he saw in Manmarziyaan. And I remember I was shooting for something and I didn't have his phone number at that time, and he had written the message and niche he had written Rajkumar Hirani. I actually messaged Anurag and I asked him, I said, is this his number actually? So then he said, yeah, he spoke to me also. He really liked the film. So I said, oh shit, okay, that's actually have to, it's really him. So that's the time I saved his number. I replied to him and then he called me, Vicky and Kanika to his office to just sit and discuss our process, how we made the film. Because we liked it so much. So this was back in 2018 when the film released. And then we sat in his office and we discussed for hours how we went about, conceptualizing or shooting certain scenes and our experiences and all. And that's it. I thought, okay, very sweet of him because nobody ever before that had done that in the industry for me. They hardly send messages of appreciation. So forget about calling all the way to your office and, understanding your process. So this was like, okay, what a beautiful experience. And then in 2020, I started reading these rumors of articles and reports that Taapsee is being cast opposite Shah Rukh Khan in Dunki, and Rajkumar Hirani is next.
So you had no idea about till now?
I had no idea. So I kept reading this. I was like, okay, great. I thought maybe abhi Thappad release hui hai thoda time pehle, so they, my name probably the people are liking to put in some kind of a rumor report. So you keep
एक और rumor है, चलो जी लेंगे.
I mean like कि चलो इस बारी तो अच्छा वाला है
अच्छा वाला है.
So it's like ये तो किसको पसंद नहीं होगा ऐसा rumor. मैंने
शाह रुख खान सामने क्या चाहिए?
शाह रुख खान साथ में राजकुमार हिरानी की पिक्चर है, मैंने कहा अच्छा rumor है, मैं रोक भी नहीं रही, चलते रहने दो. ठीक है, तो वो होता रहा. And then I was shooting for my South film, I remember at that time, and then I got a call from him one day and he said that अब आपको मीडिया ने बता ही दिया है तो मैंने सोचा मैं फ़ोन करके एक बारी आपको ऑफिशियली भी बोल ही दूँ कि आई वुड रियली वांट यू टू बी अ पार्ट ऑफ दिस फिल्म, दिस इज़ दिस काइंड ऑफ अ स्टोरी. और वो इतने एक्साइटेड थे उस टाइम, मुझे याद है स्टोरी को लेके, कि उन्होंने मुझे पहला सीन सुना भी दिया था. वो पूरा हॉस्पिटल वाला जो सीन है, फर्स्ट सीन, उन्होंने मुझे फ़ोन पे उसी टाइम पहली कॉल पे सुना भी दिया था. दैट ही वाज लाइक, अब मैं ना, मुझे लग रहा है मैं पूरी स्क्रिप्ट ऐसी ना सुना दूँ, इसलिए आप वापस आके प्लीज़ मुझसे मिलना एंड मैं आपको सुनाता हूँ स्टोरी. सो दैट्स हाउ I got the call for the film.
Okay, I had this question. I mean, it was about your birthday. अपने बर्थडे पे अपने आप को रोस्ट कौन करवाता है यार? मतलब क्या बर्थडे पसंद नहीं है अपने आप का, मतलब क्या है?
नहीं, क्योंकि कॉमेडी बहुत पसंद है और
But why make yourself the butt of jokes?
Because I think I'll tell you why. Because एक तो ना लोगों को जोक लेना भूल गए अपने ऊपर. I feel the humor has literally gone out of our lives. We don't know how to take a joke anymore. हम बस ready बैठे हैं hurt होने के लिए और at anything and everything I feel. So I think it's high time that people learn to first laugh at themselves and then enjoy a good joke. और मुझे लगता है कि हम अपने आप को ना बहुत seriously लेने लग गए हैं कि हम पता नहीं कौन से राजघराने के ऐसे in the larger scheme of things, you realize you are nobodies. You are like the tiniest dust particle on the planet Earth. You are nobodies. So why consider कि मतलब मेरे को ऐसे कैसे बोल दिया, मैं ये हूँ, मैं, अरे कोई नहीं हो तुम, ठीक है? And so that's why I really live by that logic. I don't take myself too seriously. I take my work very seriously. So I don't really feel like कि तुमने मुझे ऐसे कैसे बोला. Also to give out an indication to people who think by trolling me or by calling me names, they're going to really affect me. No. When I decided to be a public figure, I knew this will happen. And you become so used to it that doesn't affect me. But when you do that, do it in a nice, funny way. So I can at least laugh at it. You know, because you do it in a toxic way, it's not even fun.
True.
So do it in a funny way. I really enjoy watching stand-up comedy. I think it's a beautiful art form, and I really love to support it as well as much as I can. And I'm a huge fan of these comedians who have this art of humor. And I wanted to just laugh on my birthday.
चलो ठीक है. Coming back to Dunki, now how much did you connect with your character, or is you're an actor who takes a role as or have to do it, or do you have to find an emotion to connect with the characters that
You know, then you need to find something common, and then you build on the remaining things. I feel that's how I do it. I feel very disappointed when people who see my films or critics who see my film, they feel like, yeah, she's just, you know, playing herself, like just she's a version. I'm like, no, I'm not like this. I don't know, do I take it as a compliment that I did it so effortlessly that you felt like कि मतलब मैंने बस ऐसे ही कर दिया? I am not that. I think by now people know that I can speak English quite decently. So, you know, and so I don't belong to the 90s era of Punjab. I'm born and brought up in Delhi. My parents were also born and brought up in Delhi. So just because I'm a Sardarni, by default it is not like I'm fully aware of कि 90s का village of Punjab कैसा होता. ऐसा नहीं होता है. So there's some amount of work that has gone behind it, and just because it looks so effortless doesn't mean that I was just sleepwalking it.
coming from expectations, everyone has expectations or idea of what it will be when you meet Shah Rukh Khan the first time. What was
Yeah.
your idea
I mean,
before you met him, and how was it after meeting him?
in your head, though, obviously all the flash cuts of all his films and the moments he's created on screen, his songs to his dialogues and all of that keep giving a good flash cut reel chalti hai aapke dimag mein. But I tell you, when you meet him, for someone like me who's probably, when I started watching films, they were his films, because
Yeah.
I started watching films when I entered college, and at that time his films were the films that you will obviously see. So when I met him, I was ready with that reel in my head कि ऐसा ऐसा होगा ऐसा. But when you come in front of him, it's not like he has an intimidating personality. He doesn't have an intimidating personality. He's a very warm and welcoming personality. But because you can see the same man you've been seeing for years on big screen, you just freeze that moment. Your mind just freezes for that moment, but the body and all is like functioning. But I had to all keep continuously shaking myself up in the first couple of meetings that, you know, like, atak mat jao. थोड़ा सा मतलब come back to reality. It's not a deja vu. He's just sitting there in front
है
of you.
सामने है वो.
So that is, and this is too very much to myself. It was never like anybody got to know about it or I shared it with anyone, because it'll be very odd if I do that. You know, like I'll be like ये कहेंगे ये किसको ले लिया, इसको निकाल ही देते हैं.
नहीं नहीं.
So नहीं, but you know, I don't want to mess it up in any way. So you're putting up this very confident and brave front that, you know, you've gotten under control, but you know mentally you are in a certain deja vu looking at him. But so it did take me a couple of days to actually snap out of it.
Oh, wow. Okay, one of the important films of your career, I think, is Haseen Dilruba. There's a sequel coming up, part 2 or a sequel.
Yes, a sequel. It's a sequel, yeah.
Sequel. Okay, a sequel coming in. How? I mean, this is the second time you're living the same character, except Shabana is the first time I can think of. How was to relive the same character? Is it difficult? Is it easy?
No,
What
you know,
is it?
this time I approached it with more confidence.
Really?
Because the first time when I did Haseen Dilruba, I mean, Kanika is very, very brave and courageous when she writes her female characters. Like even in Dunki, you can see such a big difference in the female character sketch compared to a lot of other big mainstream films. So Kanika being a part of this really made a difference. And also, she's been a part of my filmography from Manmarziyaan and Haseen Dilruba, Phir Aayi Haseen Dilruba, Beech Mein Rashmi Rocket and Dunki also she's been a pivotal part of. So when she narrated me the part 2 and sequel for that matter, I think by the time Haseen Dilruba 1 started getting love, we in our heads, both of us knew we were going to go for the next one. And when she narrated me the second one, I was like, she has taken a big leap in terms of, you know, the stakes are too high in the second one. The way the plot points are very, very crazy in comparison to the first one. But for me as an actor, when I did the first one, I was first time stepping into a role which is not conventionally my obvious casting. I'll tell you why, because I was probably the last one to be approached for the film. There are a lot of people who said no for this role, and I keep blaming Kanika for that, because you didn't come to me first. She heard a no from so many other girls, so then finally she gave this role to me.
Taapsee, there's also a side of you which is also a producer.
Yes.
You just announced a sequel to Dhak Dhak.
Yeah, I think it's still too much in the primitive stage. I don't know how far and long we'll go ahead with it. But yes, Dhak Dhak, it does have a scope of doing
Yeah,
that.
it does. It does.
Let's see if and when we can do this. But Dhak Dhak, as it is, was such an ambitious film to be able to pull off for a new producer. And I think because Pranjal is such an amazing hands-on, my partner in production is such an amazing hands-on producer. Had it not been for him to execute this challenging, ambitious project, I don't think we would have had the kind of product we had on screen.
True, true. But as a producer, what exactly do you look for? I mean, because you yourself have charted a new path for yourself as an actor.
Yeah.
Are you taking same philosophy for a producer as well, or do you want to play?
No, it's going to be, when you see my films or things that I produce, they will look very much in sync with the kind of films I do as an actor. I will never pick up a film to produce which is just to make money but different from my ideology as an actor. You will understand, yeah, this is understandable that she produced this. So it will be in sync with my acting ideology.
Yeah. Was that a conscious decision?
No, but
because
this is all
people,
I know.
Okay.
I don't know any better. So I know only this. So because see, as a producer, when you select a script, okay, I think I want to make this, is because it interests you and intrigues you as a story. The same way I choose a script as an actor when it interests me and intrigues me as a story. And then I think of my character, director and all of that after that. First you think कि ये story की ticket खरीदेगा कोई के नहीं खरीदेगा. So that's exactly how I choose my films as a producer also.
So there's no consideration of, oh, will the film do at this much amount of box office money or something of that sort?
या वो उसकी गारंटी तो कोई भी नहीं ले सकता. उसका कोई गारंटी नहीं है. मतलब कई बार बड़ी से बड़ी एक्शन फिल्म फेल हो जाती है और फिर बहुत बड़ा झटका लगता है. So you never know. That's why film industry is a gamble. You have to just have the courage to go with your instincts. क्योंकि तुम्हें लग रहा है अगर ये पिक्चर की स्टोरी इतनी अच्छी है कि तुम पैसा खरीदोगे इसकी टिकट, तो तुम्हारे जैसी आइडियोलॉजी बहुत सारे लोगों की होगी. क्योंकि मैं भी एक ऑडियंस की तरह व्यू करती हूँ स्क्रिप्ट जब मैं पढ़ रही होती हूँ, चाहे अपने प्रोडक्शन के लिए चाहे एज एन एक्टर. मैं एज एन ऑडियंस सोचती हूँ कि मैं इसकी टिकट खरीद के देखूंगी कि मैं कहूँगी छोड़ो यार, ऐसा देखा हुआ है बहुत कुछ, क्यों देखना है. सो इफ आई एम थिंकिंग लाइक दैट, आई फील देयर विल बी मेनी अदर्स हु विल थिंक द सेम.
Okay. My last question to you is back to Shah Rukh Khan again, because I just remembered something. As you said that you had flash reels going on in your head when you meet him, but what happens when you actually romance him?
Same thing. You actually, when you're looking at him, when he's looking at you with those eyes and expressions, you immediately have that deja vu of कि मैंने ये तो मतलब those classic love story films that he has done and we have loved him for those films, वो वही वाली look है, वो वही वाला expression है. So you start going into again that, you know, that memory of what you've seen of him that you've loved so much. So it is quite, well, it can really put you in a pause mode. Doing that. So that's what, so the couple of days in the beginning, because most of our scenes were together. Yeah. And so many scenes, there were times when in the scenes, he keeps looking at me very lovingly. Yeah. It was very hard to not freeze in that moment. Yeah.
Did romance for you after working with Shah Rukh Khan change for you? Because obviously he's the king of romance. Now when you...
No, you know, everything. My approach as an actor in front of the camera, my awareness as an actor in front of the camera has changed for better after this film, courtesy both Shah Rukh sir and Raju sir, because they are so good with knowing the awareness, like Shah Rukh sir's awareness as an actor, how to use the camera and the, you know, the how to make sure the, you know, when you stand there for the lighting and everything, like just the technical details and technical awareness he has as an actor of the surroundings is so good that I learned so much from that. And with Raju sir, I learned how to act basis edit, क्योंकि आप करते जा रहे परफॉर्मेंस बट लगना तो है नहीं उतना, तो अवेयरनेस ऑफ के अच्छा ये वाला पोर्शन लगना है, सो आई नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि इस वाले पोर्शन के अंदर हाउ डू आई कन्वे व्हाट आई माई कैरेक्टर नीड्स टू कन्वे. So that's also a very different way of performing for an actor, especially someone like me. So that was my big takeaway from this film.
Thank you so much, Taapsee, for your time.
My pleasure. Thank you.